Look, I don't mean to sound cold, but I've been preparing myself for this for a long time.
You knew about his secret life?
Some people shoot heroin. Marnie's drug of choice was sex.
She ever talk to you about it?
She didn't have to. My room was right next to hers when we were teenagers. I heard everything. Each time a different guy. She was self-destructive.
Your parents allowed this?
My mother died of cancer the year after I was born. Dear old Dad, when he wasn't at work, was too drunk to care about anything else.
He ever abused Marnie?
He never touched her. But he just couldn't keep his eyes off her chest. And he just couldn't keep his mouth shut about how beautiful it was. What could I do? I was just a kid.
It's called covert incest. You're a little girl. Dad watches you take baths. Tells you dirty jokes. Mentions how great the sex was last night with some woman. Twisted way to teach the birds and bees. Then you hit puberty. Daddy dearest admires your shape. Leaves porn magazines in your room. Buys you sexy lingerie. Maybe takes you as his date to a business dinner or a cocktail party. And when a little girl is all grown up, the only way she knows how to relate to men is through sex.
And Prozac helps?
Prozac is for depression. Sex addicts are consumed by loneliness and despair. Addicts are self-centered people. Doesn't sound like teacher of the year. You don't understand, detective. These people don't enjoy sex. They're numb. They're gripped by some force they can't control.
It's like somebody who drinks too much, snorts cocaine. That's the house on the ponies.
And those addictions are considered disorders. But when you have to have sex 3 times a day, you're considered a pervert. Sex addicts carry so much shame, they're always looking for redemption. So Marnie's dedication to her students was her redemption. What surprises me is that she was able to keep her secret for so long. Back in Baltimore, I come into the office one day, everybody's staring at me like my fly is open. I say, what's up? They send me across the street to a gallery. One of my ex-girlfriends is showing her work. Centerpiece is a wall-sized print of yours truly from his free-love days on Naturel.
Serves you right for posing nude in the first place.
That's what I get for sharing. You must have some innermost secret.
I'm a Republican.
I can go solo or duo, but I prefer Dirty Dozen.
162 different email responses to her ad. That's a hell of a lot of subpoenas.
Psychiatrist give anything up?
Marnie had a sex jones.
Prozac was for the depression associated with the addiction.
We're just learning how she fed her half.
She visited at least a dozen sex sites on the web that have clubs where you can get up close and personal.
The lodge would show a lot of incoming calls from various payphones, but the outgoings go an awful lot to a number registered to Pleasure Partners,
Which also owns a swingers club called Flings down in Soho.
You an expert?
I got that from her computer files.
Welcome. $85 a couple, cash up front.
We give you a private room to change, do whatever.
Olivia, you first?
Don't be nervous, dear. We're all beginners once.
We're still beginners. So we're not doing anything illegal here, officers. We're all consenting adults.
So why don't you tell us what you know about this consenting adult?
Marnie's not welcome here anymore. I'm gonna be too busy to read the paper, but Marnie's dead.
Dead? How?
She was murdered.
And you think someone here did it? Because we're all sexual deviants, right?
You said that Marnie wasn't welcome here anymore. How come?
She didn't follow the rules.
Oh, you have rules?
She had a threesome with 2 married men. Started an affair with one of them.
So you don't approve of sex outside the marriage unless it's done in this club?
Despite what you may think, we're happily married. One of our rules is you have to preserve the relationship with your primary partner. You can't participate.
We expelled Marnie and this gentleman when his wife told us about the affair.
And this gentleman is? That's confidential, I'm sorry. Well, I tell you what, I'd be glad to have the health department come on down here and take a look around. His name is Byron Marks.
Guess the doctor was in.